while you
Yeah.
guys were actually filming the movie, you had to deal with real life Karens and Kens on the set. What was that all about?
Yeah, well, interesting. The first scenario was, the area was kind of just, it's just for conversation's sake, we'll just leave it, no specific names or areas or anything. But, there was certain neighbors going around putting notes in people's mailboxes saying, we want to preserve this neighborhood, we want to keep it as white as possible, for lack of better words. I don't have the letter in front of me, but it was on the actual news while I was filming in Atlanta. And, it just so happened that, some of the crew members were like, hey, did you see this? And I was like, no, and I looked at it, and then we kind of looked at where we were going to be filming, and I was like, oh, my God. I was like, my stomach turned. I'm like, oh, my God, I'm about to, bring 100 diverse, ethnic people of color, and whatnot into this area. And I instantly, I had my moments of kind of concern and panic because, it was my first time filming there. It was in the middle of not only the pandemic and the election hoopla was happening, and it was right before the election results and the election was happening. So there was a lot happening that was very heightened already in America, and now especially in this outside of Atlanta proper, which, look, the neighborhoods can have its specific point of views and thoughts, if you will, So it was a little bit nerve-wracking, and then kind of getting there, and luckily the places that we were actually filming in, the homes that we were able to film in and rent, those neighbors were phenomenal. The owners of the homes were just fantastic. They obviously asked what the film was about. We told them. They were 100% behind it. They were just beyond accommodating. Now, some of the neighbors were not. We had people flying drones, taking photos, calling the police, just really kind of, calling the HOA and complaining. I think the community was 600 homes plus, and so, it was kind of, and it was surreal because, again, like I said, there was a lot happening. My job, it was always to keep people safe. It was Atlanta, in the wintertime is, it's cold, it's outside, the weather changes, it's raining, it goes up to freezing temperatures, COVID is happening, you have to make sure that no one contracts COVID on your set, or it can cause the set to shut down, or people can get sick or die or whatever. And so, all those elements are happening all at the same time. And then you have the political tension that's happening in America at the same time. And, and then you have these, individuals kind of coming out, making their presence known. It was, there was moments where it was very surreal. It was like art imitating life, so to speak, or life imitating art. I think that's the way it goes. Life imitating art. Where it was happening not only in real life, but also on this project that I'm working on. So it was a little bit, it was a lot at times, I have to say. I'm glad I had the team that I had with me, because it took every single person and every single personality and character and will to kind of keep it together at moments, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Wow. That sounds like an enormous amount of pressure. Like you said, it's your job to keep everybody safe. But they were flying drones in at you guys? And what, did they know you were filming a movie about them, basically?
No. You know what it is? It's the neighborhood was a particular type of neighborhood with particular type of people that live in those neighborhoods, right? And all they see is, it's like any other suburbs. I've lived in them. I have friends in them in Texas and even in Atlanta. They're just, they're suburbs, right? So it's usually very quiet. Things are very kind of calm, whatever. And then all you see is these trucks and people kind of coming into your neighborhood. And all of a sudden, they don't look like you. They don't look like you. They don't act like you. And some of them, some people they didn't want us in the neighborhood, you know? So that's kind of was the gist. So that's kind of where it was an interesting thing that what the film was about happened to be, we're living it as we're doing it. And then at the same time, you know, by I don't even know how, but of course the context and the subject of the film got out, and it was then posted on the website of the community, you know, and that then changed everything. You know, it's like people are calling, you know, that there was a few death threats, you know, there was a lot of, we're suing, you know, if you make us, you know, look bad. Like, it was just a lot
of threats against you, Sevier?
Well, you know, look, I wouldn't say directly against me, per se. I think it might have been, you know, there were general threats towards the production. There was general threats towards the people that provided us with the opportunity to shoot there. Meaning, you know, when you film a movie or you do anything on location, you have to go through the proper channels, right? There's a locations manager, there's a site reps, there's the city and permits and police officers. Like, you take, you know, there's permits, insurances, there's things you have to kind of do to properly film somewhere in public. So, you know, a lot was directed towards a specific individual that I'd rather just kind of keep on a, you know, just not mention for the obvious and numerous reasons. But they were primarily towards that individual, which then came towards me. And, of course, you know, I am at the top. So people come to me, and it's like, hey, man, this is happening to me, or this is happening to us. You know, we need your support, and we need your protection, or you know, you're the boss. You know, how do we handle this? And then, of course, you know, my job is to step in and protect them the best I can, you know, and kind of be that wall and handle whatever came head on, you know, and being the first person that anyone and anything encountered versus them.
Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, like, comment, share. Also go over to UJSforLife.com, download the entire archive, and check out new episodes on Apple Podcasts and Blog Talk Radio.